Something borrowed, something blue. Give us all your juicy news, sensational, irrational. It's Wedding Confessionals.
Welcome to another episode of Wedding Confessionals. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Pam.
And the only thing we love more than weddings
is talking about weddings.
We do love talking about weddings.
All the time.
You know what I also like doing?
What?
Just talking to you.
It's fun.
Because there's no guest.
I know.
It's just we're alone. Well, we're not totally alone.
No.
We've got Ruth chomping down on a bone. And Pam brought her kids over to watch a movie while we do this. So TBD.
Fingers crossed.
If anyone's just going to bust it at any moment.
It's entirely possible.
But they were really pumped about that movie. So I think we're good.
I think so.
So today is our Thanksgiving episode.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, technically it's coming out on Tuesday, but I feel like, you know,
we're almost there.
the whole week.
We're in the prep week.
Yeah.
Prep days.
Everyone's getting the stuff from the grocery store. Listen, if you're listening to this and it's Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday, get to the store.
You have to buy a fresh turkey because a frozen turkey will not thaw in time if you're listening to this on Tuesday.
Oh, hot tip from Pam. I have never cooked a turkey on my own.
Oh, I was going to say on your own, Mike, I've had a turkey. Oh, but it's always been cheap.
Tristan loves any sort of meat, any sort of like pot roast or large piece of meat. His birthday, he requested, he wanted a meat grinder attachment for the KitchenAid, and I got it for him, or his mother did, and it is so gross. It's just the weirdest thing to watch. I mean, I eat hamburgers. I should be okay with it, but there's something about watching it just go, literally watching the sausage get made. It's just,
it's a little
I'm too much of a princess for that, apparently. So I learned about myself. Anyway, that's what this is all about. Just me talking about meat. Welcome to the show, everybody.
It's a different podcast.
Yeah, so as you can tell, this is not a typical episode. So what we decided we would do is that we're going to have kind of a little mini episode.
Yeah.
Because the holidays, you guys are busy. I want to take up too much of your time, but we also wanted to say, hey.
Hi.
So we are going to do a fun article that Pammy found. We're going to chat about that. Mm-hmm. And then also we have a follow-up from a listener that sent in a confessional. So we have a confessional follow-up.
Yeah.
We always love some continued info.
It's always helpful.
Yeah. But before we get into that, I do want to know, talking about Thanksgiving, Pammy, do you like turkey or do you prefer another meat for Thanksgiving? Are you a turkey person?
I'm turkey. Absolutely.
I'm going to a Thanksgiving and there's only going to be ham and I'm very excited.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Half of the people showing up are vegetarian. It's Southern California, guys.
It's true.
I've been told that most of them don't even eat, like, they're vegans. So
Tofurkey?
Yeah. I'm looking into like dairy-free butter. I don't know how that's going to go.
Oh, it's easy to find.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Does it taste okay?
It's all right.
Yeah. All right. Now you guys know. So, speaking of poultry, Pammy.
Yes.
That's my segue.
So, like, where is this going?
Into the article that you found.
Yeah.
I love that you didn't know. I thought that was pretty slick. I was good, guys.
Oh, that really was good. You set it up and I just let it fall.
Guys, it's almost a holiday. We're just playing it loose here. So
I found this article. Well, so I originally found this on Instagram on Good News Dog because...
What is Good News Dog?
Well, you know, during the pandemic, John Krasinski used to do his show Good News.
Yes.
And I loved it. I lived for that every week. It would make my week. And then he stopped doing it. But I had to have my like good news fix. So I found a couple of different Instagram places for good news. And Good News Movement was one. And Good News Dog is another.
It's like, is the image like a little dog? Does it talk about dogs a lot or just randomly as a dog?
Just randomly.
All
Just
right.
random good news.
Oh, it's a little puppy in the.
There's a little puppy
wait,
there.
Cute little puppy in the little. What do you call that? Identification emoji ID photo.
The photo.
Sure. Handle, the photo in the handle.
Yes.
Handle photo.
There we go.
You know what's great is that a listener is screaming the answer.
I know.
He's so mad at us. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I saw this one. This one popped up in my feed on Good News Dog, and I just loved it. And I think we were recording that night. And I was like, I need to tell you about this. And you're like, hold on, let's save it. So here it is. And then I actually found out it's not new news. It's actually 2 years old news, but
It's new to us, and I think it's a sweet story.
it is new to us, and I love it. That just scared the crap out of me.
Look at her letting you hold her. Sorry, guys, we're back. As we predicted, it is going to be a chaotic episode. Pam's daughter just walked in holding my cat. Everything's good. We're back to normal. Anyway,
Okay.
So tell me more about this article that has something to do with poultry.
It does. So I saw this, and it was about a journalist who made fun of a guy who proposed to his girlfriend at a KFC restaurant. And this happened in South Africa. And she was like, oh, you know, just like really bringing him down, making fun of him, saying, you know, he has no class. And well, what I love about this story is that it 100% backfired on her, because not only did KFC reach out on Twitter saying, hey, anybody who has connections to that couple, let us know. We even have something for you if you connect us. And then other companies were not about to let KFC take all of it. And they hopped in like Audi of South Africa. I mean, they got honeymoon, they got food, they got spa treatments, they got car, they got phones and internet, like you name it. They got things like, you know, part of their loans, you know, in a bank just wiped clean. They got rings, they make so much stuff. And I just love the story that somebody tried to bring somebody down.
Guys, we had to stop recording again because the iPad that's in this room just started ringing. It doesn't even have phone capabilities. Stupidest episode we've ever done. I'm leaving it all in. I don't give a shit. So this lovely couple.
I've got the giggles now.
So this lovely couple. Pam's got to get it together. This lovely couple got gifted a buck ton of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you know what? That's how it should be. First of all, just between you and I think if I were to be at a KFC, which BT dubs love KFC.
I mean, yeah.
It's good stuff. If I was at a KFC and I looked over and somebody started proposing, I would lose it. I would immediately start crying.
Yeah, I mean, we would, because we love weddings. But
we love love. I mean, it's
we
just
love
so
love.
sweet.
Yes, it doesn't matter where you propose.
And like, who knows what sort of, you know, emotional connection people have with random places. Maybe they worked there.
Maybe that was their first date, or
just
whatever.
some random thing
Something
happened
special.
there. Or maybe he was like, I can't wait any longer. I just want to do that now at the KFC before
Yeah.
we go see your parents this evening. I don't know. What a jerk. Yeah, that sucks. But I'm glad it turned around. What a lovely ending to that story.
I know.
And it just reminds people, be nice.
Be nice. And check out Good News Dog. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have a lot of fun content.
And have you ever witnessed a random surprise proposal? Like
No.
just a stranger? God, would you? Me neither. I would die. I mean,
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Speaking of strangers' weddings,
Yeah.
we have a follow-up from a confessional.
Yeah, we do.
As earlier previewed, don't even know, promoted. Sure, guys, we're getting through this.
Holy moly. Can you tell that we need our Thanksgiving
guys,
break?
it's not even that late.
No.
We're recording this at 8:30 on a Wednesday, and we're sober, and we're just like barely getting through. Happy holidays, everybody. Okay, so yeah, first of all, let's remind everybody, let's read the original confessional, which came into us from episode 105. Pammy, would you like to do us the honors?
Yes. Hi, Brooke, Pam, Ruthie, and guest Brooke. You may want Pam to read this one, which I shall.
And you're going to do it twice.
I recently found your podcast and have started from the beginning working on catching up and wanted to do so before my wedding in mid-November this year. Listening to your podcast has helped me in multiple ways, but mostly to help me realize I'm not alone with all this craziness. So thank you, ladies and guests. Okay, so get to the reason I'm messaging you all. I'm looking for advice on what to do. My dad is a big drinker to where it is a problem. My concern is he is giving a speech the day of my wedding, and I'm super nervous he'll get drunk beforehand. I have told him multiple times that I do not want him drinking before the speech. I told him one would be fine to help calm his nerves, but I wouldn't like him to have more than that. Side note, he gets super obnoxious when he is drunk, and it is embarrassing, but he thinks it's funny. When I have told him not to drink, he gets quiet and shuts down and does not say anything. I'm still worried he's going to try and get drunk secretly. I was hoping he would be busy during cocktail hour with pictures so he would not have time to drink. But recently I got the timeline that the family photos would be before the ceremony. So family would be able to enjoy cocktail hours. So there went that. People have suggested that I talk to the bartender and ask that they do not serve him a lot beforehand, or that I have him do the speech before the first dances to get him out of the way. I told my dad I have asked the bridal party not to drink beforehand, so he doesn't think that I'm calling him out. This was a small lie, but I thought maybe it would help. Do I just have to trust that he's listening to me and will respect my wishes the day of? Do I talk to my bartender? I don't know what the best thing to do is, and I'm running out of time to make a decision. Also, this is unneeded stress for me, but I also don't want to be embarrassed in front of all of my guests. From, I may need drinks after all of this myself.
Oof, I remember that one.
Yeah, I do too.
And we basically gave her the advice of different ways to either change some of the actual setup of the service, change when you do some photos, have somebody maybe hang out with him, make some portion of it dry. We had a couple of different suggestions, but the overall thing we also said was like, this isn't like, this is your father's issue and you can't like let it make you like, you can't be embarrassed about it.
Yep.
Because your dad's embarrassing himself if he's out of control. That's not you being out of control. And we were like, kind of cringing, and I was sort of white knuckling it for her.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw this email come in, I was like speed reading it. So you want to get to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Brooke, Pam, Ruthie, and guest. So I love when other brides and grooms send in an update on their stories. So I wanted to follow up as you gave me some advice in episode 105. I was the one that needed help regarding my father's drinking and how to address it before my wedding and his speech. I have to start by saying that Brooke nailed it on the head that this is not the first time I have worried about my father's drinking. And I felt like her answer was a little therapeutic for me, and that was very helpful. So thank you.
Good job, Brooke.
Yes. So after listening to the advice you ladies provided and the other people I discussed this with, my day arrived and I was out of time. I ended up just hoping my father listened to me after our multiple conversations and me expressing to him I wanted him sober for the speech. This was a big gamble since I was leaving this to chance and could not control the outcome, but I felt like this is what was best. Guys, at this point in the email, my heart is pounding. I was reading this. So my day was beyond perfect and I could not have been happier. As dinner started to be served, the moment was getting closer. It came time for the speeches and I took a big breath in when he grabbed for the microphone. Let me tell you, my father killed it. He listened and only had one drink beforehand. His speech was super sweet and he brought me to tears in a good way. I was so relieved and I took a breath afterwards, but he did it and I'm so happy that he respected my wishes and actually heard me. Thank you so much for your advice and for your podcast. I'm so glad I had your podcast to help me through my wedding planning process. Thank you. Signed, so relieved.
Yay!
Happy ending.
We're so relieved for you.
So relieved for her. Oh, man. But I think it's really cool that Dad stepped it up.
He did.
No elaborate ploys.
Nope.
No shenanigans.
No, I like what she said when she said that he respected her wishes and actually heard her. That was key for me, that sentence.
I think a lot of times just the timing of when a decent chunk of people get married, they are usually, depending on whatever age they are, they're usually in a very transitional period in their lives where they want to be viewed as more of an adult. And I just am kind of predicting by reading this that maybe she was a little bit younger or in a transitional period where might be one of the first times where the dad has actually been like, oh, we're talking adult to adult now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think it's really cool that you had to step up and like really like put your demands on the table of what is important. And like, he really respected you. And I think it's like such a great example of everyone else out there that feeling a little uneasy about, should I tell them to leave the lanterns off the table? When our guest Beth was on, when she was like nervous about that. But it's like, yeah,
yes.
It's okay not to like the lanterns.
It's not your thing.
Just be polite about it and do it. So I think this is awesome. Oh,
yay.
What a happy Thanksgiving week story to end this on. Oh, so we're really happy for you. Congrats on your wonderful wedding.
Yes.
And congrats on your dad.
Yes.
Pulling through and being
So
a good dude. I love it. I love his story.
He killed it.
So Pammy, that's the end of this chaotic, tiny episode.
Wild.
Where we
Wild
had children,
episode.
cats, dogs, a phone went off. Can we get through the bridal break without something else happening?
I don't know. I'm not going to take that bet.
So for all you new listeners out there, Bridal Breaks, first of all, if you're a new listener, what a great episode to start with. Please go listen to another episode. This is not a good example of what this show is, but it is and it isn't.
Kind of.
Talking about weddings, being a little weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Bridal Breaks are not only for brides, but anyone hoping to plan with a wedding. They are suggestions we give that have nothing to do with wedding planning so that you take a break from planning the wedding and go do something fun and enjoy your life and make sure that you don't forget about the big world out there that's super fun that has nothing to do with invites and budgets and did everyone get their bridesmaid's dress on time and what's my dad gonna do next. So have a good time.
Seating charts.
Good Lord.
Oof.
Just sit down. Pammy usually gives a beverage. It's Thanksgiving week, Pammy. Really
I've
excited.
had fun with all of the ones
seasonal.
in. Yes.
What do you got for us this time?
So this one I found on tidymom.net. And it's just the title. Sometimes I'm like, oh, the drink sounds really good, but it's the titles that get me. And this one's called Smashing Pumpkin Cocktail. And I was like, okay, yeah. So this one, to make a Smashing Pumpkin cocktail, you need spiced rum, butterscotch schnapps. That's hard to say. Butterscotch schnapps.
Butterscotch schnapps.
Yes.
Butterscotch schnapps. I definitely feel like I'm trying to do a weird accent while doing it. Butterscotch
schnapps, eh? Or you can do caramel vodka, orange juice, bitters, pumpkin ale, and then a cinnamon brown sugar honey for the rim. I mean, come on.
Yum.
That sounds so crazy delicious, but that is the Smashing Pumpkin cocktail.
I love it. That sounds yummy as hell.
I know.
So I actually have two because we don't have a guest, so it makes sense to have two.
You have two no matter what.
I do have two. I'm just consuming a lot. But actually, my first one is also a cocktail. So my buddy Brittany Welsh, who's been on this show a couple of times, we were texting about Thanksgiving and both of us wanting to have some sort of a kind of bigger punch to bring to the parties that we were going to. Mm-hmm. And we both landed on the Thanksgiving sangria.
Oh, tell me more.
It was like decent. Again, you know, with me with recipes, I don't want to have like a really complicated thing where I got to like boil this or blah, blah, blah. Like just stuff I can easily get at BevMo. And I wanted something, a big punch amount so that you just make it once. We're not making cocktails all night. Like I'm not a mixologist on Thanksgiving, damn it. So anyway, this is the one that we both, I think, are going to do at our own separate parties. It's from the Half Baked Harvest, which is a website I love.
Oh my God. It's so good.
It's so good. the food's good and the pictures are so beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, it's just food porn.
It really is.
They have a whole list of like cool Thanksgiving. I'll link it also, but they had a whole list of Thanksgiving cocktails.
Well, also, her mashed potatoes are delicious.
Okay, we're putting on the list too
Yeah.
because it's Thanksgiving. This is good. We got to give you guys the good stuff. So the Thanksgiving sangria is a whole bottle of white wine, such as Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc, a cup of apple cider, a half a cup of brandy, pumpkin butter, which you can get at Trader Joe's.
Yep.
So again, it's like the fancy thing, but I know where to get that and it's not hard. Lemon juice, maple syrup, apples, oranges, pomegranate, cinnamon sticks, a little ginger beer. That's it.
Ooh.
And you can put some other little things for garnish if you wanted a star of anise. Is that what it's called? Did I say it?
Sure.
Is it anise? Probably not.
If it wasn't, it is now.
Anyway, so I think it sounds really fucking good.
I
and it's
love
a little
that.
fall festive, but again, it's super easy.
Yeah. You just put it in a punch bowl?
Put it in a big old punch bowl. And of course, because again, it's like beautiful food porn. The picture, she has it in this glass pumpkin punch bowl.
Of
That's like
course.
stunning. And of course, we try to look, and Williams Sonoma doesn't even carry it anymore.
Oh.
Whatever. But you can get a plastic one sort of like it with a little spigot on Target. So I'll link that as well. Guys, we've been talking a lot about Thanksgiving drinks, Brittany and I. Anyway, so that's number one. My second one is it's a show that's been out for a while, but just recently, I want to say a couple weeks ago, another season dropped. And specifically, I like this season or this section of the season that's coming out because it's all kind of fall into winter episodes. So there's a Halloween episode, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and it is the animated comedy series on Netflix called Big Mouth. Have you seen Big Mouth?
No, but you have mentioned Big Mouth before.
I don't know if I'm double checking.
I think.
I may have put it on the show, but if not, at least I'm putting it on for the new stuff. I also couldn't. I mean, I've given out so many damn TV suggestions, but specifically, it's back now. So if you haven't seen it before, then start from
It's
the
a good
beginning.
one.
But if you have, it's cool because now they're doing stuff that's specifically for this time of year. So I think it's kind of fun. So Big Mouth is a show created by Nick Kroll, who's a comedian actor who's in a bunch of different things, but specifically you might know him from what's the football show, the FX one? Oh, The League. The FX show, The League. He was on that. Anyway, so it's a bunch of comedic actors that are doing the voices for all these characters, but the characters themselves, the cartoon animated characters, are in middle school, but all of the people doing the voices are adults. And it gets racy and it's super dirty. So definitely don't watch it with children around or your grandma. So maybe like put in the earbuds if you're around people during Thanksgiving.
Right.
But it's still really sweet. It's somehow raunchy, but like actually really like kind-hearted.
With a heart.
Right.
Yes.
Because it is dealing with like, going through puberty and growing up and how it's kind of weird and gross, but also like you make friendships and you learn about yourself. So it's really fun. It's a couple seasons are already out, but like I said, the new season that just dropped is all this fall related. So it's like
Fun.
fall cozy. So Big Mouth on Netflix.
Do you have to have seen the other seasons to get this one?
I think it
Understand?
helps.
Okay.
I think it helps. I think you could easily just watch an episode and be like, what is going on? But I mean, it's just such a chaotic show. I think honestly, though, that the storylines do kind of adapt over time and certain people go in and out. Oh, also, I believe Maya Rudolph has won an Emmy for her role as the monstress, which is, I don't want to spoil anything. It's so fun. It's so good. She doesn't even play a human. She just basically plays hormones.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. So that's it, Pammy. We did it.
That's it.
The craziest, weirdest episode ever, but
To date.
we had fun.
It was fun.
In honor of Thanksgiving, I think we should just let the listeners know that we're thankful for them listening.
We are.
We're thankful for everyone writing confessionals.
Yes. We're thankful for everybody to be back having weddings again.
Yes. Thankful for weddings again. Pammy, are you thankful for the way we end the show?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Are you thankful for learning?
I'm always thankful for learning.
Yeah, you thankful?
I am not.
Thankful for the noise of this little pen?
Oh my, that gives me nightmares. I don't know about anyone else, but it does.
All right, there's no guest here to save you. It's just you and me. Ruth is asleep. She's not going to help you at all.
She's out. Where's my kids?
Pammy, What's our website?
weddingconfessionals.com.
From there, you can find links to all of our social media handles. Where are we on social media?
You can find us at Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, and Twitter too.
We are on Twitter.
Yeah.
From there, you can also find our show notes. So anything we're talking about here today, and when we say, oh, it's in the show notes, you can find it there. Also, we would like you to send us your confessionals. As we mentioned, we're thankful for them.
And we read them, as you know.
So let's get more in. There are 3 ways to send us your confessionals. They're always anonymous. We do not share your name. We do not do anything with your email address if you give it to us.
Nope.
Just we're reading the stuff on the podcast and that is it. There are 3 ways. One is sending us an email. What is our email address?
weddingconfessionals@gmail.com.
Let's see if we're going to get a Thanksgiving week miracle. Pammy, what is the phone number?
434
Yes.
933
Yes.
633.
So close. 434-933-2663. 434-933-2663.
I'm more than halfway
Dude,
now.
I think by Christmas you're going to get this.
2663.
Yes. The other way you can send us your confessional is by hitting the tab on our website. What does the tab say?
Tell us your secret.
Yes, from there, there's a form. You just put in whatever name you want and then write the drama and hit send.
Super easy.
Super duper easy. Also, we'd be thankful if you gave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would be very thankful for that.
Yeah, the rating and reviews do great things for us over at Apple because they're very demanding that we have that in there. Doesn't matter how many people listen.
It doesn't.
No, they need the ratings and the reviews. So anyway, 5 stars.
Pretty please.
Please. Besides Apple Podcast, Pammy, where can you find the Wedding Confessionals podcast? Let's just do the A's. Apple Podcast, you got 2 more.
Apple, Amazon, Audible.
Okay. There are 2 C's.
Castbox.
Yep.
And Castro.
There are 2 D's.
Downcast.
Yes.
And Deezer.
Yes, there is 1 G.
Google Play.
One I.
iHeartRadio.
Yes, she can be taught. An O.
Overcast.
An L. We've stumped her. Listen Notes.
Oh,
And
listen. I don't know that one.
Also, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Pod Paradise, Podtail, Podcast Addict, Podcast Land, Podcast Republic, Radio Public, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, and use your lovely voices to ask to play our podcast via Alexa and Siri. He's looking at me.
Well, you took a breath. I'm like, okay.
I just said a lot of words. Guys, Pam just stared at me. It's a podcast. You have to talk. We should go now. She's giving me the cut the mic. All right. Well, I'm thankful for you, Pammy.
Thankful for you too, Brooke.
And I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Special thanks to Andy Schreier for our adorable theme song,
And David Kantrowitz for our fantastic logo.
and Ramsey Millette and Brian Maylard for their technical support.
If you want to learn more about our show, where you got to go, Pam?
Check out our website, weddingconfessionals.com.
That's it, girl. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.